Elliott Wolf and Gerard Mayo are looking to weaponize the New England Patriots, and this particular draft pick is going to do just that. My name's Aaron, host of Sports Talk Patriots. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your one-stop shop for everything New England Patriots. Insights, rumors, game analysis, whatever it might be, we're going to talk about it here. So do me a favor before we get started. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, please. I'd appreciate it. Hit that like button. And most importantly, comment below. Even before we get started, comment below. Who is your favorite draft pick? Why? I'm assuming Drake May. But if it's not, I want to hear about it. That being said, who are we going to be talking about today? I will tell you. Here's the draft class, New England Patriots 2024. Just want to say I was there in person. Wild time. Also, even funnier, the guy next to me was a huge Drake May fan just because Drake May was doing a promotional for Raising Cane's. He walked by him on the streets of Detroit and asked for a picture, and he said Drake May was super cool. Not even a Patriots fan. He's a Vikings fan. It was super random, but I was like, all right, that makes me feel more confident about this. Random tidbit for you. But that being said, we're talking about a specific draft pick today that was a huge get for the Patriots. Very versatile athletic player. And I'm going to tell you this. It's not Drake May. It's not Polk. It's not either of these offensive linemen from awesome colleges that just produce linemen. It's not Baker. Keep going down. It's not Milton, who can throw a ball a quarter of a mile over the mountains, a quarter of a mile, whatever that Napoleon Dynamite quote is. It is Jaheim Bell from Florida State. Now, you're probably thinking, he's a 7th-round pick. He's probably not even going to make the team. Because most times, players who make the 7th or get drafted in the 7th round typically, more often than not, don't make the team. So a lot of times, instead of getting drafted in the 7th round, you would rather be an undrafted free agent, because then at that point, you at least have some leverage. If you have multiple teams that want to sign you, you can kind of pick and choose based on roster needs and other things. And hey, I have a better chance of most likely making this team as compared to this team. So, but that being said, here's the interesting thing about Jaheim Bell is every projection for the Patriots 53-man roster has him in it. All right. It has Hunter, it has Hooper, and it has Bell. And so we're going to jump into just how versatile Bell is, because I think he could be a huge get for the Patriots. So first of all, just a little history for you. He spent his last year at Florida State. We all remember, if you watch any college football, I know New England is more, professional football. Nothing wrong with that. I love college football as well, and I will tell you, Florida State was great. Obviously, Jordan Travis, if you don't remember this, he got hurt. It went downhill after that. They had to go to their 3rd-string quarterback. It was rough, and they didn't make the college football playoff. It was a controversy, all these different things. But that being said, the receivers for Florida State were solid. Keon Coleman, who originally went to my favorite school, Michigan State, He led the pack. Now he's playing with the Bills. Johnny Wilson, he did well. He's playing for the Eagles now, was drafted in the 6th round. And then number 3, Jaheim Bell, with 39 receptions, 500 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now remember, those are stats, not even being the number 1 target of the team, but also, too, your number 1 quarterback going down, getting hurt. As well, he actually lined up. He did some run plays. Only 4, but still impressive. Scored a rushing touchdown. But let's jump into his draft profile. This is what is crazy, folks, right here. For his size, 6'2", 4'11", running a 4'6", 40, wild. 35-inch vert, guy is just dunking like crazy, guaranteed. But then again, you see all of his player profile. Second team ACC. But the thing I want to look at most importantly today is his strengths. And I want to start with the last one. Just a versatile player. And so when he played for Florida State, he played special teams. He obviously lined up at the Y at tight end. He can also line up at wide receiver in slot, and he can line up at the H-back, running back. And so he can do a lot of different things, which is not always the case with tight ends. And I think we've seen this transition from a traditional tight end where it's, hey, I'm sticking to my lane, I'm playing tight end. Now you're seeing these more athletic, versatile tight ends that can do multiple things. And almost in a lot of cases, you could argue like, man, they almost seem more like a wide receiver than they do a tight end. But that being the case, a lot of other awesome strengths. Able to create first downs out of catch and run throws in heavy traffic. That's huge. That just shows he's a bruiser. He's not afraid to get hit. And I think that's very important in the NFL. Toughness to finish contested catches in the middle of the field. Again, not afraid to go after the ball, get hit, make the catch. Okay, runs well to stretch the field both before and after the catch. That's huge. A lot of times, again, you look at a traditional tight end. I'm going to make the catch. A lot of times, think of Gronk. Yes, he was athletic, but a lot of times he was getting yards after the catch because he was so big and he was so hard to take down. And so being able to get yards after the catch is huge. So looking at all of that and the fact that he's making the team, most likely projected, everyone calm down, not official yet, not official. But that being said, I really think he has a lot of potential for the Patriots. As well, we look at this article. I thought this was really interesting. That a lot of the pundits said that he was projected to go 2 rounds earlier. So a 5th round pick, and you're like, Aaron, what's the difference between a 5th round and a 7th round pick? In some cases, a lot of different things. Again, I want to bring you back to the fact that Jordan Travis, his starting quarterback, his starting quarterback got hurt, and so the productivity of that offense declined heavily after that. So that being said, he very well could have gone 5th round or earlier, and there were some solid tight ends in this draft. But I think that's huge. He came and met with the team, all that stuff. Sometimes they don't even meet with the team, and they're drafted, and it's not necessarily going in blind. But it's always nice to know, like, hey, he visited Foxborough, all these different things. Now, one thing I want to go back to is, again, the tight ends. Now, this is one of the projected 53-man rosters. So you have Bell, you have Hunter Henry, and Austin Hooper. I'm realizing I called him by his first name, not his last name earlier. That's what happens when you have 2 first names as a first name and a last name. That being said, Austin Hooper is who I want to focus on right here. Veteran, has made multiple Pro Bowls, great player, but he's only on a 1-year deal. So I think, obviously, if he does well, and I think there's a lot of potential that he can. I think it's awesome that there is a veteran tight end out there. Is what obviously Hunter Henry has a lot of potential ahead of him, but I think that's only going to help Drake May out. But I think with a 1-year deal, if Hooper goes in and maybe he gets hurt, doesn't necessarily prove himself, then I think they see Bell kind of sitting in the back seat, ready to go. Take that opening right there and jump right in, especially with a 7th round rookie contract. Holy cow. And so in the meantime, I think what's going to happen with Bell is he's just going to play special teams. Again, that's the awesome thing about these late round picks, or even just draft picks in general. You want to be versatile. You want to be able to do multiple things. So, hey, if you are a starting tight end like Bell, or a tight end like Bell, not starting, obviously, but you can offer those skills, but then at the same time, hey, I can play special teams too. That's huge for NFL teams because they need people playing special teams. And one of the best examples that I use when it comes to special teams is you look at, and I know this is college, but you look at Alabama. Hey, prove yourself on special teams, and then we'll go from there. So they have so many great players, just like the NFL. You go to the NFL, they're all professional athletes. There's a reason everyone is there. So if you're on special teams, that's an opportunity for you to go out there, for you to prove yourself, for you to show others, hey, I can hang with the big dogs, I can do this, and I think Bell will do that this year. I think there's some potential, again, depending on the situation, kind of how the year looks. There's a lot of people who are projecting that the Patriots don't do so well. A lot of different things I've seen has shown them as being the second worst team in the league. First being the Panthers, because they are trash. I guess we can't talk much, but we have a great dynasty in the past, and we are moving forward, and it's going to be great. But that being said, if things start to go downhill, I could see them saying, like, hey, we might as well get him some experience. We might as well see, like, who else can play. And again, Hooper in his late 20s, older guy, veteran, yes, experience, but could he struggle with injuries? When he was in Las Vegas last year, wasn't crazy productive. I know the quarterback situation there wasn't great either, but again, not ideal. So that being said, comment below, what do you think about Jaheim Bell? Is he going to be a bust, a 7th round bust, and you're like, I really don't care? Does he have potential? But what other people do you think have a big potential, or in your mind, out of this draft class, who has the biggest breakout potential? Is it May? Is it Polk? Is it Baker? For some reason, is it Milton, because they get him in on Hail Mary plays at the end of the game or the end of the half, and he just chucks it from his own 20-yard line? I don't know. I will say I've seen Milton play in person. Strongest arm I've ever seen. That and Jay Cutler. My gosh. That being said, thank you so much for watching Sports Talk Patriots. I'm Aaron. Again, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Peace.